7 signs a man is silently suffering because of you, and he will never admit it. Carl Jung. HTTPA. www.youtube.com. Watch. Vertical fee. And tutus. Do you believe he's already erased you from his mind? That he's moved forward? That his life has simply carried on? That the moments you shared are now just history? That any feelings he once had for you have faded away? Many women misread silence as apathy, distance as amnesia, and outward calm as closure. Yet, the emotional world of men is far deeper than what appears on the surface. Not every wound is loud, and not every absence signals indifference. Some men don't shed tears in your presence, but do so in solitude. Men who block you yet still search for traces of you online. Men who claim they're okay, but every post, every pause, every forced smile betrays their struggle to process what lingers inside. Men's pain often hides beneath the surface, masked in actions that might seem confusing or illogical to women, but are, in truth, intricate shields for emotional self-preservation. When a man grieves quietly, he doesn't broadcast it, share it, or text it to you. His pain reveals itself only if you know how to observe closely. This is a key distinction between how men and women experience pain. While women often voice their hurt openly or bury it completely, men craft a subtler, almost cryptic emotional code. It's as if they communicate in riddles, hoping someone perceptive enough will decipher their signals. In this video, I'll reveal 7 subtle signs a man displays when losing you still wounds him deeply. He won't admit it, either because his ego holds him back, or because you're no longer there to listen. But his body language, his aura, his actions tell the story. These signs aren't tactics or games. They're genuine expressions of a heart struggling to speak when the mind lacks the words or bravery to be direct. Let's dive in. Sign number 1. He speaks of you to others, but not to you. When a man has truly moved on, he doesn't mention you to anyone, not even casually. You become a quiet memory, a closed chapter. But when he's still hurting, when something remains unresolved, he brings you up without reaching out, and that speaks volumes. Perhaps a shared friend mentions it. Maybe someone notes that he asked about you. Or did you notice him referencing you indirectly in a post or story? You wonder, why doesn't he just text me? Because he can't. Something within him blocks that step. His heart yearns to express itself, but his mind keeps it locked away. Reaching out feels too risky, too raw. So, he finds indirect ways to keep you alive in his emotional space. His feelings are searching for outlet. Unable to tell you directly, he shares with others. When a man still feels for you, even if he denies it, he confides in friends, acquaintances, or even strangers he never expected to reconnect with. He talks about what happened, what stung, what you did or didn't do. If he's doing this, it's because the emotions are still alive. This is a common way men process grief, voicing aloud what they can't yet resolve within. You're still part of his narrative. Even if he claims he's over you, he's seeking external clarity to untangle his emotions. By mentioning you to others, he's not just releasing pent-up feelings. He's trying to piece together the experience, to find answers to questions he can't even articulate. Each conversation about you is an attempt to reframe the story in a way that lets him move forward. Don't see this as a reason to rush back to him. See it as proof he's not yet at peace. If you're growing and healing, you don't need to push. Just watch. Pain expressed indirectly often carries the heaviest weight. Sign number 2. He avoids you in person but can't stop observing you. There's a kind of silence that isn't detachment. It's self-preservation. A subtle way a man, still feeling something, keeps his distance but can't stop glancing your way. If you've left a mark on his life, you've likely noticed this. He doesn't speak to you, doesn't reach out, doesn't start anything. But when you're in the same space, the same room, or pass by, you sense his presence. You feel his gaze, even if he acts like he's unaffected. He avoids locking eyes with you. He looks away when he thinks you might notice. But when you're not watching, he is. He observes you, takes in details he won't voice, but will carry in his mind for days. How you looked, what you said, who was with you, whether you seemed content, whether you appeared to have moved on, all of it, despite his claims of indifference. Why does he do this? Because confronting you would mean feeling everything again, and that pain is too much. His pride might tell him it's futile. His mind seeks to shield him, but his heart remains tethered. So, he chooses distance, not to punish, but to keep himself from unraveling. It's a survival tactic. He watches from afar because he needs to know how you're doing. But he avoids closeness because it could shatter the fragile defenses he's built. This is where many women misstep. Seeing him avoid them, they assume he's over it. But that's not always true. Often, silent pain requires distance to avoid breaking entirely. If you stay grounded, calm, and avoid forcing interaction, he feels it. Your presence amplifies his inner turmoil, because true detachment doesn't stir emotions, it leaves a quiet impact. So, if you notice him avoiding you yet watching, don't pursue him. Don't challenge him. Don't dismiss him with disdain. Stay composed, present, and respectful. In your calm, he senses the weight of what he hasn't let go. Your emotional steadiness becomes a mirror, reflecting both what he's lost and what he might still hope to reclaim. When you avoid drama, or the urge to chase or ignore him, you show a maturity his heart recognizes, even if his pride won't admit it. Now, let's move to the third sign. He acts like he's thriving more than ever, in an exaggerated way. You see him sharing joyful photos, uplifting quotes, sayings like, "Everything has a purpose," "I'm my own focus," or "solo but content." He's out with friends, seems more active, dresses sharper than before, responds to your stories with cool detachment, and it all suggests he's moved on. But something feels off. There's an artificial energy in every post. A smile that seems more like a muted cry than true joy. When a man suffers quietly, he doesn't always sink into gloom. He masks it. He tries to convince himself he's fine, and in doing so he wants others, especially you, to believe it too. Every post, every story, every subtle hint isn't for his audience. It's for you. If you're watching, he wants you to see how well he's doing without you. Why? Because it still hurts. Because he still feels something. Unable to say it directly, he projects it loudly. It's as if he's quietly shouting, "See how great my life is now." But every shout conceals a subtle plea for you to notice him, to see his effort, to acknowledge he still exists in your world. Someone truly at peace doesn't need to prove it. Someone healed doesn't need to perform. But someone still hurting inside often pretends nothing affects them anymore. Here's the delicate truth. He's not acting out of spite. He's wrestling with himself. Pretending he's okay is his only defense against pain he hasn't yet learned to process. If you understand this, you don't need to react. You don't need to play the "I am doing better" game. Just watch. If you're truly at peace, your silence speaks louder than any polished social media post. True emotional strength doesn't compete or prove itself. When a woman sees that behind every "I'm thriving" as a heart still mending, she can respond with empathy, not a bruised ego. Now, dear friend, let's explore the next sign. Sign number 4. He contradicts himself, overreacts, or gets upset without clear cause. A man at peace responds with clarity, consistency, and calm. But when he's hurting inside and doesn't know how to express it, his emotions spill out in unpredictable ways. He blocks you, then unblocks you, engages briefly, then pulls back, ignores you for days, then responds with a curt or biting tone. He shares cryptic posts, unfollows you, only to follow you again later. You're left wondering, what's his goal? Why this behavior? The answer is clear. He wants to feel nothing, but his emotions won't let him. He wants you to fade from his mind, yet he seeks your notice. He wants you to believe he's thriving, but his unresolved feelings keep surfacing. It's an inner conflict. His logic urges, move on, while his heart murmurs, she's still essential. In this struggle, you become the arena where his conflicting emotions collide. Many women mistake this for instability, but it's not a lack of mental clarity. It's raw, unprocessed grief. He feels exposed, and since he can't confess his pain, his reactions seem excessive, erratic, or contradictory. You become the focal point of this emotional tempest, not because you've earned it, but because you still hold a place within him. So, what should you do? Don't mirror his chaos. Don't reply with sharp wit. Don't fan the flames of his turmoil. Instead, see it for what it is. He's hurting but can't say it without unraveling. If you're grounded, if you recognize these outbursts as expressions of buried pain rather than attacks, you don't need to engage. Simply maintain your presence from afar. When a woman avoids being swept into the drama and responds with calm clarity, she becomes the anchor he still craves. Your composure in these moments isn't detachment. It's emotional intelligence. It's seeing that behind every inconsistency lies a man wrestling with himself. What he needs isn't for you to amplify the disorder, but to offer a steady space where he can find his own calm. Fifth sign. He shares content clearly meant for your eyes. He doesn't reach out, doesn't reply, insists he's over you, maybe even blocks you on one platform but not others. Then suddenly, his stories multiply. Photos where he appears radiant. Songs that hint at shared memories. Quotes that echo moments you both experienced. Posts only someone like you would truly understand. You wonder, is this about me? Or am I reading too much into it? You're not mistaken. When a man quietly aches for you but can't or won't speak, social media becomes his canvas. It's where he pours out what he can't say aloud. He does it with a built-in excuse. It's not for you, though you both know it is. If he didn't want you to see it, he'd hide it. But he doesn't. You're there, watching, feeling, and he's likely checking for your reaction, even if you don't like the post. Why? Because he needs to know he still affects you, that his presence lingers in your thoughts. At the same time, he guards his pride by avoiding direct contact. It's a subtle emotional waltz, brimming with purpose. What should you do? Don't act rashly. Don't ask, is this for me? Don't fall into the trap of validating his influence. Just watch. If you truly seek to reconnect, do so from a place of strength, not from a need to confirm what you saw. If he's still compelled to show he's thriving, looking his best, or living fully, it's because deep down he hopes you're watching. It's a compelling emotional paradox. The harder he tries to prove he's fine without you, the more he reveals a part of him still seeking your acknowledgement, your attention, your place in his world, even from a distance. Now, the sixth sign. He blocks you, unblocks you, vanishes, then reappears. One day, your chat is gone. He's blocked you. No warning, no prior conflict. Days later, silently, the block lifts. No message, no explanation, but his profile is visible again. He might even react to your post as if nothing happened or simply make himself seen. You think, what was that about? Why this game? The answer lies not in the act, but in the pain driving it. When a man silently suffers and can't handle it calmly, his need for emotional control pushes him to sever contact. Blocking you is his attempt to feel empowered, to draw a line. But his feelings persist. When the intensity wanes, when anger shifts to longing, when your absence feels too heavy, he returns, not with words, not with outreach, but unblocking you is its own statement. It says, I'm not sure if I want you close, but I can't let you go entirely. This emotional tug-of-war is a profound sign of quiet suffering. Someone who's truly healed doesn't need to cut and reconnect repeatedly. but someone still in pain can't decide whether to release you or hold you near. So, what's your move? Don't respond with theatrics. Don't demand, "Why did you block me?" Don't mimic his actions. Instead, see his emotional disarray for what it is. If you're centered, you don't need to engage in the push and pull. Stay steady, calm, present in your own space. By being the one who doesn't waver, you become a beacon in his storm. Amid his inner chaos, your stability reflects the peace his heart still seeks, even if his mind denies it. Your consistency becomes a guiding light, reminding him what calm feels like, even if he can't admit he longs for it. We're almost done. Here's the seventh and final sign for today. He doesn't reach out, but he won't let anyone else fill your space. He doesn't text, call, or plead. You might assume he's forgotten you, that he's with someone new, that his life has moved forward. But quietly, he can't bond with anyone else. It's not that he lacks opportunities or interest from others. It's that no one sparks what you did. This frustrates him. He wants to move on, to feel liberated, to embrace something fresh. Yet every attempt brings comparison, memory, and echoes of you. He dates but feels hollow. He gets messages, but responds without enthusiasm. Attention comes, but it doesn't move him, because deep down, your place in his heart remains untouched. The most striking part: you don't see this. He doesn't share it, post it, or voice it. He lives it in every lonely night, every lackluster date, every smile that doesn't reach his heart. When a man claims he's moved on but can't let anyone in, it's because you're still there. His silence, his distance, his apparent indifference aren't signs of forgetting. They're evidence of an inner battle. A battle you don't witness, but one he fights daily, with no one to confide in. It's the quietest, most painful struggle, wanting to move forward but being unable to, yearning to feel for someone new, but always measuring them against you. Yearning to open his heart, but finding it still anchored to your presence. The toughest part: no one, not even he, grasps why he can't let go. Now you understand. Just because he doesn't message you, doesn't weep for you, doesn't confess it, doesn't mean his heart is silent. Some men carry their pain quietly, not by choice, but because it's the only way they know. His anguish doesn't spill his tears. It reveals itself in inconsistencies, sudden blocks, posts that feel like coded signals, fleeting glances he conceals, and absences heavier than any farewell. Don't be misled. Silence doesn't always mean he's forgotten. Sometimes, it's the loudest cry of a heart struggling to release you. If this video shed light on truths you once overlooked, if it helped you decipher what words never expressed, subscribe. Soul Alchemy isn't just about romance. It's about unraveling the profound emotional code we were never taught to read. Activate the notification bell. Share this with someone who thinks he's moved on when, deep down, he's still tethered to her more than he'll admit. And remember, a man may stop speaking to you, but if his feelings for you persist, sooner or later, you'll see the signs.